Hi, I'm Jim Gordon for SmallCapPower, and we are live and welcoming you to the Sprott Symposium in downtown Vancouver. He is the president and CEO of Transition Metals. It's a pleasure to welcome Scott McLean to our SmallCapPower studio. Scott, thanks for being here today. Let's start out with kind of an overview of the company for our viewers watching.
Sure. Well, Transition Metals trades on the TSXV under the symbol XTM, and we are classified, or the business model we follow is a prospect generator business model. By that, we work differently than a traditional junior that tends to issue equity and dilute the shareholders' equity in order to advance a single or one or two projects. We look to find partners to work on our projects, thereby diluting on the property interest of a number of projects rather than the shareholders' equity. By doing that, we mitigate some of the risk. We give our shareholders more opportunities to be involved in discoveries, and we preserve the upside on the projects.
You guys have got 38 projects going on right now in 7 jurisdictions in Canada only. Can you talk a bit about the reasoning and what's going on? Any specific projects in that group that you want to talk about?
So, as a prospect generator, we have a number of projects, and we try, and at the end of the day, we'll be involved in a number of discoveries, of which we'll probably have minority interests in as we farm out the interest in these projects. So we have interest in a number of different projects through direct ownership in those projects, through ownership of other companies' shares in those companies, in those projects as well. They're spread right across Canada, from Newfoundland right up to Nunavut in 7 different jurisdictions. And some of the key projects we have include Sunday Lake, which is a new PGM discovery we made near Thunder Bay with our partner Impala Platinum Holdings out of South Africa. Currently, they've optioned their interest off to North American Palladium, who's planning to carry out about $4.5 million worth of work and provide cash for a 75% interest, and Transition maintains a 25% free carried interest through to feasibility. We also have 2 spin-out companies that we've created. One's called SPC Metals, and it's focused on Sudbury exploration, and we have some excellent brownfields opportunities there with some stellar opportunities in terms of exploration. And Canadian Gold Miner, which is a Abitibi-focused gold project. In both of those cases, our ownerships have been diluted to about 30% and 40% respectively, and it's time to get those companies public. We plan to do that this year, and if at all possible, we would like to provide a dividend in those a share dividend back to the shareholders of Transition Metals. So 3 things: we got a great project in Sunday Lake, that's kind of our flagship project in Transition, and we have 2 spin-out companies that are going public, and hopefully will drive a dividend back to the shareholders of Transition.
You are a great buy. Can you talk a bit about that and why I'm saying that?
Well, I think there's a lot of junior companies out there that are under their value, where they should be, and we can talk about that. But in terms of our company, it is demonstrably a good buy, in my opinion. If you look at the value, and you do the math on the value of our investments, just the investments alone are worth more than the valuation or the market cap we get as being a public company on the TSXV. So if people went out and invested in Transition today, they'd be effectively buying our investments, and all of our cash, our people, our projects, our agreements, our infrastructure would all come along for free. So it's possibly a once in a generational kind of opportunity to invest.
I'm glad you talked about that. Excellent. We should say as well, if people want to learn more from you and other things, can they check you out? And tell people what they can see on your website, transitionmetalscorp.com.
Yeah, so Transition Metals is, the website is well put together. It describes our business model, describes all our people, and each of our projects, those that are currently optioned, those that are available for option, and then the work that's being carried on in our investment companies, which include SPC Metals Corp, Canadian Gold Miner, Forum Energy Metals, and Aldershot Resources.
They make their home in Sudbury. We've been talking with Scott McLean. He's the president and CEO of Transition Metals. Scott, thank you for dropping in the studio, talking to us today.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.